This car had everything: speed, power, design. But there was one problem. It was never allowed on public roads. Despite being fully built, it was restricted from normal use. So, what made this car illegal, and why couldn't anyone drive it? Number 15. Carbon fiber pedestrian impact failure. The Lamborghini Sesto Elemento was built from carbon fiber reinforced polymer throughout. Every panel, every structural element, the entire body. Carbon fiber is extraordinarily strong, but it behaves nothing like steel when something hits it. Steel bends, steel crumples, steel absorbs impact energy progressively and predictably. Carbon fiber does none of that. It holds, and then shatters violently into sharp fragments traveling at speed in every direction. In a collision with a pedestrian, that behavior is catastrophic. Road safety authorities in the United States, European Union, and every other major market require vehicles to demonstrate controlled energy absorption in pedestrian impact scenarios. These are not vague guidelines. They are precise, measurable standards with specific force thresholds and deformation requirements that every production vehicle must pass before reaching a public road. The Sesto Elemento could not pass them. The carbon fiber construction that made the car weigh only 999 kilograms was the same construction that made pedestrian safety certification completely impossible. Lamborghini faced a straightforward problem with no acceptable solution. Modifying the body material to pass pedestrian impact standards meant abandoning carbon fiber. Abandoning carbon fiber meant the car gained significant weight. Gaining weight destroyed the entire engineering premise the Sesto Elemento was built around. Number 14. No airbag system. There were no airbags in the Sesto Elemento, not one. Lamborghini stripped the interior down to the bare minimum required to operate the car at speed on a circuit, and airbags did not make the cut. This was not an oversight. Every gram removed from the interior served a purpose. The target weight was 999 kilograms, and hitting number required ruthless decisions about what stayed and what disappeared. Airbags, their housing units, the sensor networks that trigger them, and the electronic control modules that manage the entire system all carry significant weight. They were all removed. The problem for road certification runs deeper than simply bolting airbags in afterward. A road-legal airbag system requires structural mounting points built into the dashboard, door panels, seats, and roof lining at precise locations. The Sesto Elemento's carbon fiber monocoque was designed around none of these requirements. The mounting points did not exist. The structural reinforcements to support them were never incorporated. Retrofitting a compliant system would have meant rebuilding the entire interior architecture. New dashboard structure, new door constructions, new roof lining with curtain airbag channels, new electronic architecture running throughout the car. At that point, Lamborghini would have been building a completely different interior inside the same shell. The weight savings that justified every other engineering decision in the car would have been gone entirely. Number 13. Missing ABS calibration for road use. The Sesto Elemento's braking system was built for one environment only: a race circuit with professionally prepared surfaces, controlled conditions, and tires already at full operating temperature. Every calibration decision was made with that specific environment in mind. ABS systems work by reading surface grip and adjusting brake pressure thousands of times per second. The assumptions built into the Sesto Elemento's race spec system were based on the grip levels found on smooth, dry circuit tarmac, with racing tires generating significant heat. Change any one of those variables, and the system's calculations become unreliable. Put that same braking system on a cold, wet public road on a winter morning, and the problems become immediate. The grip assumptions are wrong. The tire temperatures are wrong. The surface texture is wrong. A system calibrated for circuit conditions intervening on a slippery public road could behave in ways that made stopping distances longer rather than shorter. Recalibrating the ABS for road use was technically possible. The problem was what that recalibration would cost. A system tuned for road safety operates on completely different intervention thresholds from a system tuned for maximum track braking performance. Making it safe for public roads would have made it significantly slower on a circuit. The Sesto Elemento existed to be the fastest possible version of itself on a track. Compromising the braking system to satisfy road certification requirements contradicted every reason Lamborghini built it in the first place. Number 12. No emissions certification. The Sesto Elemento's 4.7-liter V10 produced 570 horsepower and sounded extraordinary doing it. What it never produced was a single emissions test result. Lamborghini did not submit the engine for certification in any market on the planet. This was a deliberate decision made before the first car was built. Lamborghini established from the beginning that the Sesto Elemento was a track-only vehicle. Pursuing emission certification for a car that would never legally drive on a public road was an expensive and pointless exercise, so they skipped it entirely. The certification process itself would have been brutal. Euro 5 compliance in Europe required specific limits on nitrogen oxide, particulate matter, and carbon monoxide emissions measured under controlled laboratory conditions. EPA certification in the United States imposed its own separate and equally demanding standards. Meeting both simultaneously would have required significant modifications to an engine that was tuned purely for performance output. Catalytic converters would have needed fitting or upgrading. The exhaust system routing and composition would have required changes. The engine management software would have needed complete recalibration to control combustion in ways that reduced emissions rather than maximized power. Every one of those modifications adds weight, reduces throttle response, and costs horsepower. For a car built around weighing 999 kilograms and extracting maximum performance from every component, emissions compliance was simply incompatible with the entire engineering philosophy Lamborghini built the Sesto Elemento around. Number 11. Racing tires, illegal on public roads. The Sesto Elemento did not run on regular tires. Lamborghini fitted Pirelli P0 Corsa tires developed specifically for track environments. These were not street tires with slightly sportier characteristics. They were purpose-built racing compounds designed to operate within a very specific temperature window that public roads cannot reliably provide. Cold racing tires are genuinely dangerous. The rubber compound requires significant heat buildup before it reaches the grip levels it was designed to deliver. On a circuit, several hard laps generate that heat naturally. On a public road at legal speeds in normal traffic, the tires never get close to their operating temperature. A cold Pirelli P0 Corsa on a wet road in winter provides grip levels that bear no resemblance to what the tire delivers on a warm circuit. The driver has no warning of where the grip threshold is because the tire is operating nowhere near its intended conditions. Road safety authorities in the United States and European Union require tires to perform predictably and safely across the full spectrum of temperatures and conditions a driver encounters in everyday use. Racing compounds cannot meet that requirement by design. Fitting road-legal tires to the Sesto Elemento would have solved the certification problem and created an entirely different one. The car's suspension geometry, braking calibration, and aerodynamic loads were all developed around the specific characteristics of the Pirelli P0 Corsa. Changing the tire changed everything the car was built around. Number 10. Extreme power-to-weight ratio. The Sesto Elemento weighed exactly 999 kilograms. That number was not accidental. Lamborghini engineered every component, every material choice, and every weight-saving decision around hitting that precise figure. Then they put 570 horsepower behind it. The resulting power-to-weight ratio was 571 horsepower per ton. For context, a Formula One car operates in similar territory. The Sesto Elemento was putting supercar performance into a package that weighed less than most economy hatchbacks. No regulation in the United States or European Union specifically bans a car for having too much power relative to its weight. The number itself was not the legal problem. The problem was everything surrounding that number. A car generating that level of performance places extreme demands on every safety system around it. Brakes must be exceptional. Tires must maintain grip under massive forces. Stability control must intervene with precision and speed. The driver must have clear visibility and reliable safety equipment at all times. The Sesto Elemento delivered the performance and removed almost every safety system simultaneously. No airbags, no road legal ABS, no emission certification, no compliant tires. Each missing element was a separate certification failure. Combined with 571 horsepower per ton, the total picture was a car that no road safety authority anywhere in the world could approve. Lamborghini built something extraordinary. They just built it entirely outside the boundaries of what any public road could legally accommodate. Number 9. No stability control system. Electronic stability control is not optional equipment in modern road cars. It is the law. The United States made it mandatory on every new passenger vehicle from 2012. The European Union followed the same path, requiring it on all new vehicles from 2011. Any car sold legally in either market after those dates must have a compliant system fitted and certified. The Sesto Elemento had nothing that met those requirements. The electronics package was built entirely around track performance. The intervention thresholds, the response times, and the calibration logic were all optimized for circuit conditions where a skilled driver is pushing the car deliberately to its limits on a prepared surface. Road legal stability control works differently. It must intervene earlier, more conservatively, and across a much wider range of unpredictable conditions. Wet roads, gravel, painted road markings, sudden direction changes at speeds that would be unremarkable on a public road. The Sesto Elemento's track-focused system was never designed to handle any of these scenarios correctly. Fitting a compliant system was not a simple software update. The entire electronics architecture would have needed redesigning from the ground up. New sensors throughout the chassis, new control modules, new wiring infrastructure, new calibration developed and validated across thousands of miles of real-world road testing. Lamborghini calculated the cost and complexity of that work against a production run of just 20 cars at $2.9 million each, and made the only decision that made financial sense. They kept the track electronics, accepted the road ban, and delivered every car directly to a circuit. Number 8. Inadequate lighting system. The Sesto Elemento's headlights were never going to pass a road certification test. They were not designed to. Lamborghini built the lighting system around how the car looked on a track and in photographs, not around the precise technical requirements that road authorities in any country actually measure and enforce. Road legal headlights are not simply bright lights pointed forward. Every market specifies exact beam patterns, maximum and minimum brightness levels, cutoff lines that prevent blinding oncoming drivers, and precise mounting height requirements. The United States Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards and European ECE regulations both published detailed technical specifications that every headlight unit must meet before a car can be legally registered. The Sesto Elemento's units were never submitted to either authority. Not in America, not in Europe, not anywhere. Lamborghini had no reason to pursue approvals for a car they had already committed to selling as track only. Replacing the headlights with compliant units was not a simple swap. Road legal headlight housings are significantly larger than the slim aesthetic units Lamborghini fitted. The front bodywork was shaped around the existing housing dimensions. Fitting compliant units would have required cutting and restructuring the carbon fiber front end to accommodate completely different sizes and mounting positions. The front of the car would have looked entirely different. The aggressive, low, fighter jet-inspired nose that defined the Sesto Elemento visually would have been compromised to fit lights that met government specifications. Lamborghini chose the nose over the certification. Number 7. No windshield wiper system. The Sesto Elemento had no windshield wipers. Not a simplified system, not a single blade, nothing. Lamborghini stripped the car to its absolute minimum, and a wiper system did not survive the process. This creates an immediate legal problem in every country on Earth. Driving on a public road in rain without functional windshield wipers is illegal universally. No jurisdiction makes exceptions for expensive cars or track-focused engineering philosophies. Rain falls on public roads. Wipers are required. The law is that simple. The engineering problem behind fitting them was genuinely difficult. The Sesto Elemento's windshield geometry was shaped around aerodynamic and aesthetic priorities rather than practical wiper sweep requirements. The carbon fiber bodywork surrounding the glass provided no natural mounting points for a motor, linkage system, or blade assembly that would cover the driver's field of vision adequately. Adding a compliant system meant finding space inside carbon fiber bodywork that was designed with zero tolerance for additional components. Cutting new mounting points into structural carbon fiber panels risks compromising the integrity of the material. Every modification created a new problem requiring another solution. Lamborghini looked at the windshield, looked at the bodywork surrounding it, calculated what a proper wiper installation would require, and concluded that making it work without significantly altering the car's structure was not realistic. The track-only decision removed the problem entirely. Number 6. Structural crash test failure. Crash testing is not optional for any car sold legally anywhere in the world. Every production vehicle must survive a brutal series of controlled collisions before a single unit reaches a customer. Frontal offset impacts, side impacts, roof crush tests. The Sesto Elemento was never put through any of them. Lamborghini made no attempt to submit the carbon fiber monocoque for homologation testing. They already knew what the results would look like. Carbon fiber is one of the strongest materials in automotive engineering under normal operating loads. It resists flex. It holds its shape under extreme aerodynamic forces. It is why the Sesto Elemento could weigh just 999 kilograms and still maintain structural rigidity at high speed. But carbon fiber fails differently from steel in a crash. Steel deforms progressively. It bends, crumples, and absorbs energy across a controlled zone while the survival cell around the occupant holds firm. Carbon fiber holds and then fails all at once. When the threshold is reached, it shatters catastrophically rather than deforming predictably. Designing the monocoque to pass standardized crash tests while maintaining the 999 kilogram weight target was an engineering problem. Lamborghini concluded had no viable solution within the existing architecture. Adding the reinforcement required to survive regulated impact tests would have added significant weight. Adding weight destroyed the entire engineering premise of the car. Lamborghini built the Sesto Elemento to be the lightest and fastest version of itself possible. Crash certification required making it heavier and structurally different. Both things could not be true simultaneously. Number 5. No road legal fuel system certification. The Sesto Elemento's fuel system was built for racing environments, not public roads. Every decision about how fuel was stored, managed, and contained was made with circuit regulations in mind. Road vehicle standards were never part of the conversation. The difference between a track fuel system and a road legal one is significant. Road vehicles must meet strict evaporative emissions standards that control how fuel vapors are managed when the car sits parked in a garage or on a street. The system must contain vapors, route them through carbon canisters, and prevent them from escaping into the atmosphere. These are precise, measurable requirements enforced by the EPA in the United States and equivalent authorities across Europe. Racing fuel systems are built around completely different priorities: fast refueling, reliability under extreme heat and vibration, spillage containment designed for pit lane procedures rather than roadside incidents. The vapor management infrastructure that road certification demands simply was not present. Submitting the Sesto Elemento's fuel system for road certification would have required rebuilding it from scratch. New tank design, new vapor management routing, new filler neck specifications, new evaporative emissions hardware throughout. Every added component carried weight. Every gram of additional weight moved the car further from the 999 kilogram target that Lamborghini had built the entire engineering philosophy around. The fuel system was one more area where road certification and the Sesto Elemento's core identity were completely incompatible. Number 4. Interior safety standards not met. Climb inside a Lamborghini Huracan, and the interior wraps around you with padded surfaces, smooth edges, and carefully considered occupant protection at every contact point. Climb inside the Sesto Elemento, and the experience was completely different. Exposed carbon fiber structural elements, Sharp edges where panels met. A stripped environment built around removing every gram of unnecessary material, regardless of what that left behind. Road vehicle interior safety standards exist precisely because occupants hit things inside a car during a collision. Heads hit dashboards, arms hit door panels, bodies move forward, sideways, and upward under impact forces. Every surface an occupant might contact must meet specific padding, energy absorption, and sharp edge elimination requirements enforced by authorities in the United States and European Union. The Sesto Elemento's interior would have failed those inspections immediately. The exposed carbon fiber edges that made the cockpit look purposeful and extreme on a racing circuit would have been flagged as occupant hazards in any road safety evaluation. There were no padded surfaces absorbing energy in the right places, no door panel construction meeting side impact occupant protection standards. Fixing these failures meant adding material back into an interior that was designed around removing it. Padding, lining, edge protection, and compliant panel construction all carry weight. Bringing the interior up to road legal standards would have added kilograms that Lamborghini had already deliberately engineered out of the car. The 999-kilogram target and a road legal interior could not exist in the same vehicle simultaneously. Number 3. No reversing safety compliance. Reversing the Sesto Elemento on a public road was not simply inconvenient. It was genuinely dangerous. The extreme rear bodywork that made the car look spectacular from outside created near-total blind spots for the driver trying to see behind them. Modern road regulations in the United States have required reversing cameras on all new passenger vehicles since 2018. Multiple other markets impose similar sensor and camera requirements above certain vehicle dimensions. The Sesto Elemento had none of this. No camera, no parking sensors, no proximity warning system of any kind. This was not an oversight Lamborghini could easily fix after the fact. The rear bodywork was shaped entirely around aerodynamic and aesthetic priorities. There were no natural locations in the carbon fiber structure to mount camera housings or sensor clusters in positions that would actually provide useful coverage. The bodywork angles and proportions that made the rear of the car visually dramatic worked directly against practical sensor placement. Cutting new mounting points into finished carbon fiber panels to accommodate retrofit systems risked compromising structural integrity. Every modification required engineering validation. For a production run of just 20 cars at $2.9 million each, the cost and complexity of solving the reversing compliance problem properly was completely disproportionate. Lamborghini delivered every Sesto Elemento directly to a racing circuit. On a circuit, nobody reverses. The problem disappeared entirely the moment the car never needed to share space with pedestrians, cyclists, or other vehicles moving in unexpected directions. Number 2. Sound level exceeded legal limits. The Sesto Elemento sounded extraordinary. The exhaust note was raw, loud, and completely unsuitable for any public road in any country. That sound was not a side effect of the engineering. It was a direct result of building an exhaust system with zero acoustic restrictions and no silencing equipment beyond what the track required. Road certification in both the United States and European Union requires every vehicle to pass drive-by noise testing measured in decibels at specific distances and speeds. These are hard limits. A car that exceeds them does not receive certification, regardless of its other qualities. The Sesto Elemento exceeded those limits by a significant margin. The unmodified exhaust was built to extract maximum performance from the 4.7-liter V10, not to meet government noise thresholds measured by officials standing beside a test track with sound equipment. Bringing the exhaust within legal noise limits required fitting silencing equipment throughout the system. Larger mufflers, additional baffling, resonance chambers designed to absorb sound energy before it escaped the tailpipes. All of it adds physical weight to the exhaust system and creates back pressure that reduces engine output. For a car where every kilogram above 999 represented a failure and every lost horsepower below 570 was unacceptable, fitting road-legal silencing equipment was not a compromise Lamborghini was willing to make. The exhaust stayed exactly as built. The road band stayed with it. Number 1. Lamborghini never applied for homologation. Lamborghini never once attempted to get the Sesto Elemento road certified. Not in the United States, not in Europe, not in any market anywhere in the world. The decision was made before the first car was built, and it never changed. This was not a case of trying and failing. Lamborghini did not submit the car for testing, discover problems, and abandon the process. They simply never started. The Sesto Elemento was designated a track-only vehicle from the moment it was conceived, and every engineering decision that followed was made on that basis. The 20 buyers who each paid $2.9 million knew this before they committed. Lamborghini was transparent about it. The track-only restriction was written directly into the ownership terms. These were not customers who discovered afterward that they could not drive their car home. They agreed to the restriction upfront and paid the full price anyway. Every single one of the 20 units was delivered directly to a racing circuit, not to a private garage, not to a dealership, to a track. That delivery method was a deliberate statement about what the car was and where it belonged. Lamborghini built the Sesto Elemento knowing it would never see a public road. They sold it on that basis, and every buyer accepted those terms without hesitation. That agreement between manufacturer and customer made the road ban not a limitation, but the entire foundation the program was built on. If you want to see more deep dives into the forbidden world of track-only monsters and the engineering secrets that keep them off the streets, make sure to hit the like button and share this video with your fellow gearheads. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you're the first to know when we uncover the next mechanical legend. Thanks for watching.